No problem. Oh,
That's
yeah.
why
I hope
that's
that
why I
wasn't on the
looked at it.
recording.
Yeah, that's why I looked it up, because I was wondering if, because I think about my grandparents and like going through the Great Depression and if that caused it, but that is not necessarily what, they just said it's like, yeah, it's a psychological trait that happens all over the world.
All right, you ready, Trixie?
Okay, so I can hear you guys. Okay. I need to play with my audio settings because I can hear you through my computer, but not through my headset. Anyways.
Oh.
All right, so good morning. Today is January 17th, 2023. Today, we're gonna go over some items regarding SASEF and Virtual Science Club donations and in our schedule. All right, so starting from the top, registrations and the pre-approval deadline. Our pre-approval deadline is coming up tomorrow. There are a few in there for Kim to review. And then the overall registration deadline is the 28th of February. Of course, our competition date is on the March 28th. So far, let's see. I'm going to go over some registration numbers. And I'm going to start with this year, and then I'll go backtrack to what we looked like last year. So far,
These are all on your agenda if you want to look.
I'm sorry?
I was just letting them know that they're on their agenda if they want to see them while you're
okay. Right. So we have, like I said, the teachers are 17. There are 35 projects so far. 1 registered project, 21 students, 1 judge, and 15 schools. The main difference here from last year, about 29 projects around this time frame. And then let's see, the other highlighted one was we had less students registered last year than we do now. So that's a positive right there. Okay.
On the judges, we need tomorrow, we need to get the request for judges out.
The email out. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I was going to ask if you had a template that you used last year for the judges. Did you have like a templated email, or do you just?
We have one, and last year I forgot to change the date on it. That was bad, but I'll look for it and try to send it to you, Michael.
Okay, and then I'll send it out to everybody then.
Okay.
Nicholas, if you would include me on that, and I'll send that to our students as well.
Okay.
Anyone else want to touch on registrations?
Do you know what kind of schools are we? It looks like we've lost 3 teachers and 5 schools. Do you know what schools we've lost?
I mean, we can go and compare on the registration site. That's the only way we would know. We have not looked at that, but it's also still kind of early. Seems like more of them come in at the end. So just because we're a little behind on that right now doesn't mean we will stay behind.
Okay.
But it might be good to know which schools we might need to touch base with.
Okay, well, we can take a look at that, and you all are also able to look at that. It's just within the SASEF system, but we'll try to look. It's just going to be a lot of comparing lists to try to figure it out from what's missing from last year, because we'll have to look at the final data and then go back and try to cross off the ones that we have. So it still might be hard to know, because we can't look at what it was at this point last year.
Right. Well, and I see the numbers to your point, Susan, they do climb significantly after this point. So maybe we just
Because if I tell you
Wait.
who's missing, it's gonna be a long list. You're not gonna be
Mhm.
able to tell who just hasn't registered by now. So it might be better to look at that later, because I'm
Okay.
not sure how productive it would be.
Yeah, if we could look at it about that February 11
Right.
date, might be more informative. That still gives them time to send something to us. If we just say, hey, noticed you haven't registered.
I'll put it on my calendar to take a look at that.
So we're going to move on to Virtual Science Club. Not much to touch on this, but I do believe we do have our regulars that come through. And I'm glad a good chunk of them came back after break and were enthusiastic. So I'm glad about that. And we have a great panel. We have a great 2 sessions with guest speakers, and then we have our open office hours in between there. Anyone
I'd like to say one thing, I thought it was kind of cool, but I was looking through our governor school applications. Those are closing, and I was just kind of perusing a couple applications and happened across this one, and of course, I'm not gonna remember the name that was on it, but part of her essay was about how she attends Virtual Science Club.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was cool. It was like, okay, I mean, it's definitely had an impact on some students, even if it hasn't grown as quickly as we'd like it to, it's still making a difference. So I just thought that was cool to read about that.
I know there were a couple, because I asked if any of our students in Virtual Science Club did apply for Gov School, and some were very excited that they have. And so that was great that they are looking beyond just Virtual Science Club and SASEF and seeing our other programs too.
Yeah. And Susan, if you would send me that clip where she talks about, or he talks about Virtual Science Club.
I can find it.
I was gonna say I can put it in my report.
Because I don't know who it was, and we have over 800 applicants. So maybe there's a way we can cross check. I'll try to look at who's been coming, and that would narrow down the names.
Yeah.
For applications. But yeah, because I have no idea. I just randomly clicked on one and didn't pay attention to who it was. But if I find it, I will definitely send it your way.
Okay. And we can, Trixie was asked them about it last time too. And so you can ask
Right.
them again, and we might be able to see it quickly.
Yes, exactly. We would find it much quicker that way, I'm sure.
Okay, anyone else from Virtual Science Club? All right, so we're going to move on to donations. If Jennifer or Heather would like to hop in there.
Yeah, so it's actually perfect timing because I went to the mailbox yesterday and had 2 more checks. So I just, Heather, right now went into your document on the Google Drive and added those 2 checks. One of which is the Boyd Foundation, $5,000.
Yay.
Yay. So that's a significant increase from when you wrote this agenda. And then the other's the TSTA donation. So 200, 150 is for the general fund and $50 for a prize. And so we're doing okay right now. We have $9,450 total in donations right now. That's total, not changing it based on what's for a prize and what's not for a prize. So last year we got 25,000 total, but that included our COVID relief grant. So we're trying to hit 15,000. So we're about halfway there. And as another note for Leah, I was returned to sender the letter that you sent to American Chemical Society, East Tennessee. So they're not getting their emails, and they're also not getting their real mail. So if anybody has a connection with American Chemical Society, Dr. Hazari does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so does I'm a member, but I'm not a really big participant in the East Tennessee chapter, but Arlene Garrison is.
Arlene.
So, but usually they're pretty good about keeping their website up. Let me see if I can, I know that we just had some elections.
Okay, well, this particular letter was going to Dr. Rose Ball at an ORNL address. And then it attempted to forward it to her at a Knoxville home address. And then just came back to the PO box. So it's been on a fun trip, but never actually got to the American Chemical Society. So if there's somebody else, maybe Leah, you want to pop another one into the mail. Do you want, actually, if you send me an address, I'll put this one in the mail. Already written and signed, so I'll just pop it in the mail if somebody tells me where to send it.
So funny how that works. I mean, my daughter, for my daughter's wedding last year, we got a returned invitation about 3 months after the wedding. It's like, what did they do with these letters?
Yeah, it's like they
Put
just
them in a
sit
bin
somewhere.
wait till it gets full.
Well, this is from the second round because the letter's dated December 15th. So this
That's
one
not
didn't
too
go
bad.
on too much of a journey.
Exactly.
And then if you want to update or give me the email, or sorry, the email if you find a new one, or the mailing address, and I'll update the spreadsheet.
Okay, here's one. I'm on their website. It's 2019.
Yeah.
They have a WordPress that was updated in 2021. Let's see.
So Arlene worked at ORAU. I have her on LinkedIn. I could send her a message and just ask her if she can tell us who's the treasurer and can she send us an email address?
Yeah. Go real quick and
Arlene, it says on their WordPress webpage that Arlene is their one of their officers this year.
Okay.
So getting it to her probably would get it to whoever needs to have it.
Okay.
yeah, just send it to Arlene. That's a good idea. Because we know she cares about the science fair and she'll make sure it gets there.
Okay. I'm sending her a message right now on LinkedIn. I don't think I have a personal email address for her. I'd email her, but I'm sure she'll get this. She's pretty active on things like that.
I don't know, Heather, do you use a personal email for Arlene or her ORAU?
I'm
Or
gonna
her
look in the
UT?
shared. I'm gonna look in the shared drive and see what I have for her.
I have her UT one, it looks like. I don't have her personal one.
This is kind of out of order, but it's not on our agenda. Have you gotten a SASEF, some SASEF artwork for a t-shirt yet, Jennifer?
No. So they had asked me what kind of deadline we had and I wrote them back and I don't think that I heard back from them. Let me follow back up with that.
Okay. Just got thinking about it and like, oh yeah, we probably need to order t-shirts soon.
I think we gave them a deadline of like the end of January
21st or something, yeah.
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 Now remember that the grant did not cover the t-shirts.
Yeah, I know.
They said no.
But
So,
since it covers some other stuff, I think we can probably cover t-shirts.
okay.
It appears the only one I have for Arlene is her UT.
I have her Gmail. I just checked. It's just arlene.garrison@gmail.com. Arlene.garrison. Because I think that's the one I've communicated with her recently using.
So who has been sending out the original emails for sponsorship requests? Heather? Okay, so you're gonna reach out to her. So I'll mark that off my list.
Yeah, I can send her a new letter to her Gmail.
Okay.
Did she retire from UT? Do you want me to just hit both email accounts?
She left UT to go to ORAU. I think she maintained like an adjunct status, and so she's got, even though she's retired, she's got a permanent email address with UT.
Okay.
I think she's a professor emeritus.
Okay, yes, I will completely be happy to send that email out to her.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Okay, so since everyone has a copy of the agenda of the tentative schedule that we have for SASEF, does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns about it?
This is, I think, what we did last year, so just wondering if
Yeah.
need to be any tweaks or if there's anything. Does everybody have the agenda, or do you need us to share our screen?
Oh,
No, I see it.
Okay.
It's-
Yeah, I mean, I don't recall that it worked poorly in any section other than the judges having to run back and forth, and you've already fixed that.
Right. With yep.
So no, I don't have any problem with them.
Okay. Well, then we will just move forward with that.
Yep.
Any last minute comments before we end?
I was looking through my notes to try to find the email address of the board member that's going to be in charge of awards. And I don't think the email address I have written down is right.
Mark Swantnewski?
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just in my office Friday and he asked what he could do to start helping. So I'll send that to you right now.
Okay. I'll reach out to him because it would help if I have a one-on-one with him for a few minutes, just talk through what the awards webpage looks like.
Yes. And while I'm thinking about it, let's not forget this new award. It's not on the national ones. It's the Tennessee Academy of Science. Don't let me forget that. They made in lieu of making a donation, they want to give these awards. So when we send a letter to them, they requested that we do that, and there's it's a monetary award. So don't let me forget about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Susan,
Okay,
have you heard anything from Ross about an award from his group?
Ross
Teddy that we had a meeting with?
Oh, no, I have not. I've not heard anything. I can look back through. That's one thing we're going to talk about on donations. We are going to cross-check with that, with our account to be sure that nobody else has donated through that for SASEF. But no, I have not heard anything. And I don't think I saw that name either, but I'll double check.
Heather, I wonder if we could get a donations letter out to Ross. Do we have a version of the letter that asks about an award and not just a straight up donation? Because when he spoke to us, he was interested in funding an award for teachers. And I don't want to let that fall through.
I don't know if we do have a letter. I can look in our iDrive and the shared Google Drive and see if there's an older letter that states that, but our letter
adjust it.
Yeah.
We've typically not done that because we've typically, wanted them to give us some funding too, because we're running on a shoestring. So I'd say that probably would have to be written, maybe the other one, take the other one and edit it a little bit, because I suspect that does not exist.
Okay, so if it's okay, I'll take this hard copy that I'm holding here that went to American Chemical Society and just write an email that's very similar to Ross, and I'll copy prep so that hopefully, you know, you guys will have whatever information he decides to do. Because he mentioned it verbally that he was interested, but I think we should follow up and get those dollars in hand.
Who is he?
Ross Teddy is a former ORNL scientist who has worked with ORAU on a number of summer student programs. And so he has started this organization for research in climate science specifically, but in general, in research, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm going to have to look through my notes.
Okay, that's
He requested a meeting with Susan to get involved in some of UT's programs.
okay.
And we talked him into funding a teacher award. And he wants to fund an award for a teacher who has had impact on the student's science fair project, like who actually assisted the student in doing it. You know, sometimes we have these kids who just do it on their own, but other times we have amazing teachers like Jan who actually make science fair projects happen. And so he wants to come and interview the students during the judging to talk about their teacher's impact and give the teachers a monetary award. Cool idea. And something that we have our biology teacher award, and we have the award that goes to the teacher whose kids win.
Yeah.
But I thought, all right, let's add another award for teachers.
Yeah. In many cases, our winners are not working with teachers. They're working with the UT people and everything. So we need to, as a matter of fact, I got an email from a UT faculty member saying, can I be the teacher? And it's like, no, you can't be the teacher. You're the qualified scientist.
Well,
Because his
hopefully
teacher didn't have anything to do with it. That was his point. And I said, yeah, but what I'm thinking is if he wins, I get that teacher into the international fair and get him or her excited. So
yeah, that might be worth it. Well, anyway, I'm going to look up Ross's organization and send him an email so that we can try to get that to happen.
I also had a note on my schedule and I think, well, I just want to make sure it says trophies and pins and trinkets ordered by January 31st. Is that?
I think we still have the government, what were they called? Jefferson cups and the challenge coins, like the award coins. I think we still have plenty.
What about the
There's
trophies?
a bunch of
About
ribbons
pins.
too.
What about pins for the winners to take, since we
I
forgot?
found another box of pins when I was in one of our storage places on Friday. And I brought them back to the office so I can count them. But there's at least 50 in this box.
And I'm assuming the trophies are the large trophies. Does that have to be ordered now?
we stopped giving those. We just gave the Jefferson cups.
Okay. All right.
And then those little medals. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we've got plenty of that stuff.
Yeah, how many Jefferson cups go out each year? Just for my knowledge, because I wasn't sure.
4.
Okay.
All right, well, not to end this meeting on a sad note, but I did need to let you all know that I'm actually leaving. I've accepted another position outside of UT, so this will probably be my last meeting that I'll have with you all. So I'm actually going over to KCDC to join Marissa.
Okay.
And I'm going to be in charge of kind of coordinating a $400 million grant that they received to transform Western Heights. So it's kind of it's just a cool opportunity that I can pass up because it's a boost financially and a little better hours. And I'm excited about it. So it'll be a new skill set to learn. And so anyway, I did go ahead and accept that position. So I'll be starting there and just at the end of January. So I'm not sure who's gonna kind of run things here in the interim. It might be Tom Broadhead, him. I don't
Okay.
I know that's who,
Call Tom back again. Yay.
I think that's who Fabrizio was gonna go after, whether he's
Mhm.
to work just a few hours a week to help, bridge the gap. I'm not sure, but I will update obviously my team and they'll let you know
Okay.
that's gonna work. But I hate to leave UT. It was a really hard decision, but I'm also super excited about this this grant and the opportunity and the impact it's going to have on the community in Knoxville. So,
Mm.
And I know Marissa, so it's not like it's an unknown in terms of my supervisor and stuff. So I'm going to make the jump over there. So it feels weird, but it's
Yeah.
a good
Well, congratulations. And we are very sad.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be able to stop over during the fair and say hello to everybody again.
Yeah, good luck.
And if you can fit us into your programming,
Well, yeah,
Come-
and that's
come
the thing
back.
is eventually definitely will, because part of this right now, it's like, I think it's a 4-year grant. They're like tearing down everything in Western Heights, gradually, so they don't displace too many people. And then they are building all new, if you look it up, there's a whole thing on it, like the news did a thing on this grant. They're building all new buildings. They're building like a community center, a water park, all this stuff there. And the community center is gonna have a lot of programming for the community, the youth that are there and all that. So I'm super excited about that component of it as well. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for partnership to really help the kids that live over there, and just as part of this transformation of that area. I used to run a mentoring program at Beaumont Elementary, so I'm already kind of invested in that area. So it's kind of exciting to go back to that and really work to better that community. So I'm excited, but it's bittersweet.
I don't know where that is, but is that the affordable housing that is going to be near the baseball complex and all that?
No, I think that's Austin Homes. And
Oh,
they
okay. Yeah, that is. That's right. That is
they
awesome.
have rebuilt. I got a tour of those. They've already rebuilt that area and it's gorgeous. They're doing such a nice job, like revitalizing these older low income areas and making them mixed income housing. And it's with the fact that there is not much housing in Knoxville right now, it's working to bring some middle income into these areas that have been previously just really low income areas. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've been over there. It's really neat. It's going to be really close to the stadium. There's going to be greenways and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff they're doing to all of these older projects in Knoxville. But Knoxville was one of 4 cities to get this HUD grant. So
Great.
It's a pretty exciting thing for Knoxville. And it just sounds like a pretty cool project. I'll be coordinating a lot of the nonprofits who are already invested. I don't have to deal with the money. That's a lot of money. That's all gone to these different nonprofits who are having a part of this grant. So it's more of a people job.
Well, tell Marissa congratulations, because I'm sure she had a hand in getting that.
She absolutely
yeah.
did. Yes. I know. And Fabrizio was like, damn, Marissa, for poaching me back out of here. So, but yeah. So very bittersweet, but I've enjoyed my time here and excited about something new.
Good.
All right.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
Thank you for all you've done.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it then.
Think so.
The only thing is I have fallen behind and haven't put together a an application for the teachers to come and do the visual, you know, the God, I can't think of the word, the shadowing that's in the national
That's right.
grant. So I need to get that together.
And just to be absolutely positively clear, Jan, you're working on the local awards and Mike is working on the national awards, right?
Right, only I haven't done anything, so it's time to start.
Okay.
Mark.
Oh, Mark. Sorry about that. Mark.
I thought you
Yeah.
called Nicholas Mike, and I thought, I've never heard anybody call him that before.
That's my dad. My dad is Mike. I'm Nick.
No, Mark, I'm sorry. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that all that was covered since it was delegated out of my hands. And I
Yes.
didn't want it to fall on me in February. So, okay,
Yeah.
thanks for letting me check.
I will
So
work on that immediately. I hadn't even thought about it, I'll be honest.
That's fair. I get it. I was gonna have to say the same thing if somebody was like, nope, it's you. Great. Let me call Joanne.
And Trixie, if you haven't been able to land another speaker, yesterday I attended a session called "Strong Women, Better World" by Sarah Hillard, Hillya. It's YER, I think, and she is at the Center for Sport, Peace, and Society, and they've just they've got a number of programs, but a lot of their programs are about going in and mentoring women and bringing them through sport into empowerment in countries where there is no empowerment for women. And so the number of resources that she had and the stories that she each one of the they sent us a book. And each one of the stories in here is the story of a woman who they've impacted. So I think if she would come to do the science fair, maybe talking about sport and, one or two of those stories would be good.
Okay.
I know that there was somebody else you were reaching out to,
Right.
but
The scientist that Jan listened to.
yeah. So, but that's another
either way,
possibility.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. That was because I really had mentioned it to her to be a speaker next year, but then I thought, oh, if we need somebody now, she would also be good.
I don't think Sarah's going anywhere soon. So I think, we can, if we use one year, one the next, it's fine.
Right.
One of the things I wanted to mention too is I do have last year's not speech, what is it called? Awards transcript. So I will give that link out again, but when you guys have all the awards and all that stuff, and just want to make sure that the script is what you guys want, and you're clear of who's going to speak and whatnot, and you guys can worry about that. But of course, I'll use that as my as our guide whenever we're collecting and making sure that we have all the certificates and stuff, and so that they're in order with what you guys are saying.
Perfect.
Okay. Jennifer, if you can stay on just 3 minutes afterwards.
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Oh, I am going to leave then.
Okay.
Okay, so Trixie, don't end the meeting. Because otherwise they won't be able to
Right.
stay.
Right.
Yeah, it
Or
happens all the time. I'm in
I
meetings.
can call her back on hours or whatever. It won't take but just
Yeah. And Susan, again, thank you and congratulations. And
Thank
we are
you.
crying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trixie.
Trixie,
just
you're not
make
allowed
Jan
to go
the
anywhere.
host.
I'm staying. I'm staying. So
Trixie, you can just make Jan the host and then you
Okay.
can.
All right. Thank you all.
so Jennifer, do we have a list already